scary, and the way the system was functioning.
Sirens blaring now as they throw Reagan into the presidential limousine. What a spectacular sight now as we see it going out over the Atlantic Ocean. The shuttle is airborne and on its way. What a sight. Smoke and flame pouring from the rear of the shuttlecraft and the two side rockets. It's all systems go. They're well and truly on their way. Former Beatle John Lennon is dead. Apparently Lennon and his wife Yoko Ono were returning to the apartment.
It's an extremely stimulating environment to work in. I think journalists tend to get very excited about things that happen. That's the nature of their business. There's probably no greater place to be for a journalist than New York City.
Well, what convinced you that there was the need for a commercial radio service exclusively from North America?
I'd worked in newspapers over there and seen how the commercial radio stations in Australia were serviced either as a second string thing by newspaper correspondents or simply by the American services themselves, and I was dissatisfied with that, and I thought that I could provide a better service, more of an Australian angle on news, done by an Australian for an Australian audience. And now we're putting together a sort of network of kinds with Australian journalists who are around the US who will be stringing for my company, and we'll be providing a quite extensive news service to Australia, again done by Australians for an Australian audience.
Well, we're fairly confident at this stage, Lee. We went very well last year. We've gone very well in all our lead-up matches to the final. But once, of course, you get into a final, any team has got to be pretty good to get into the final of the Shell Cup and the CHS.
Well, your results are excellent. Do you have any star players that really can perform up to what, well, Stuart McAway was your star last year, now in the Falcons. Have you got any up-and-comers like that?
Yes, we've got John Chisholm and John Fahey, who will be playing on Friday. They're members of the youth squad. Wesley Inglis is the captain of our side, and Wesley looks as though he could possibly get a game with Sydney City next year.
So you've got some talented boys in this
Oh,
side.
we've got some talented boys in there, but we've got a very good all-round team as well. We've got tremendous bench strength. We've got 7 boys at least that we could put on the court at any one time and be completely confident that they do as well as any of the others that are in the team.
Stan Allen's your coach, and I believe he's had great support from the Falcons coach in the American Bob Turner.
Yes, we've had tremendous support from Bob, and Bob's been working with the boys here again today, but he's worked with them through the season, showing them a lot of the finer technical points, and we're very, very grateful for what Bob's done for us.
Watch out Queanbeyan on Friday.
Watch out Queanbeyan on Friday.